What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Rat2501 here. Alright, so this is a Warhammer half of Double Feature Friday. And this is another Survive Warhammer 40k video. This is Could Yautja Survive Warhammer 40k? For those of you not in the know, that is the Predators from the movies Predator and Predator vs. Alien and shit like that. Anyway, this is by Commissar Gamza. So, yeah, let's see what he has to say about this. He doesn't seem to be very knowledgeable about some of his about these non-Warhammer characters, so he tends to lowball them or not really understand what it is they do. So, let's go. Yep. That's a big mofo. Oh, shit. Damn. Brutality. The skull doesn't really come out like that.
Why, hello there everybody, welcome to this video. So today we're going to be asking the question, could the Predators survive in a Warhammer 40k universe, or as their species is known, the Yautja? Now, I did make this video about a few years ago.
Yautja.
However, Fox Studios obliterated that video. And I do know that this is a very popular subject, and so I decided to remake it yet again. So, the Yautja is a warm species that travels across the universe in order to hunt the most dangerous prey, including the mighty xenomorphs. They have many clans, but all are bound by a code of honor that ultimately unites them. Breaking this code gets you marked as a bad blood, a sort of outlaw that is to be killed on sight. When on the hunt, their code of honor often includes things such as only hunting the strongest. The prey must be able to defend itself and pose a threat to the hunter. If the predator fails to hunt his prey, he will likely kill himself than to live with his failure. He may not kill a weakling that poses no threat to his life, such as people who are sick or women who are pregnant.
Or children.
When in a duel with an enemy, the hunter must reveal himself and equalize the fight. If the enemy has no weapons, the predator will allow them to take up a weapon, or he will simply face the opponent barehanded. This is to prove that the predator is willing to fight his prey on equal ground and to show his superiority. They normally only do this with prey that they deem worthy enough for a duel. Now that's just a very simplistic overview of their codes of honor.
Very, very simplistic.
If the Yautja breaks these codes of honor and somebody finds out about it within their ranks, you will be hunted and you will be killed because you are not seen as a true Yautja.
Aside from the killer
now for
class,
the stats of these bad boys,
hunt for sport.
They are on average 7 to 8 feet tall, and they can even reach greater heights than this. But on average, we'll keep it at 7 to 8.
And some of them are shorter, actually. Some of them are as short as 5 feet.
The Yautja are highly resilient to physical damage, capable of recovering from multiple gunshot wounds with minimal or even no medical attention. They are also resistant to radiation. Super strength? You better believe it. Able to land blows that can shatter solid concrete. They are capable of tearing a human's head and spine from the body with little effort. Some of them will even rip your body in half entirely. They are also capable of physically overpowering xenomorphs. These bad boys can live on average from 4,000 pounds to over 10,000 pounds, depending on the size and elite level of the hunter himself. This means elite level predators could reach strength levels higher than that of a space marine, including a space marine inside of his power armor. Weaknesses, you ask? Well, I could only find one real weakness that the predators have.
Actually, have a couple.
Occasionally.
You ever watched Dateline?
Occasionally.
What the fuck, dude?
On computer predators?
Ooh, have you come to molest us?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Suck on your blood. Laugh out loud.
Seriously, dude, what the
Hopefully
fuck is
you
wrong
guys
with
enjoy these knee slappers I've been throwing in these videos lately. Alright, so now we are on to the weapons. The Yautja have many different weapons they employ. From the more primitive weapons like axes, spears, and swords, to the more advanced
Bladed
weaponry
weapons.
like the Smart Disc and the Plasma Caster.
It's still a blade.
The Smart Disc is both a melee slashing weapon and a ranged weapon that can be thrown like a discus. While in mid-flight, the disc can alter its course to cut down its foe if it's trying to dodge it. And then the Smart Disc then returns back to its wielder like a boomerang. This bad boy has been seen cutting through multiple heavy targets with ease before returning to its wielder. Now on to the Plasma Caster, the staple weapon of any good predator. The Plasma Caster is a very flexible weapon.
The plasma gun is considered somewhat of a low honor weapon, so it's one they don't actually prefer. They actually prefer not to use it.
The Plasma Caster comes
melee
in
combat.
many different forms and settings. These range from plasma shots that will simply injure the target to shots that can penetrate and destroy tanks. Alright, now it's time to throw these guys in the Warhammer 40k universe.
Yeah, it's used as a necessity against heavily armored targets.
And that is number one,
they
I
prefer
don't
not
know
to use
exactly
it.
how many Yautja there are, but we're going to throw all of them into the Warhammer 40k universe. I'm going to suspect
Well, there
because
are
of their
several
long
clans.
lifespans, it's probably
Numbering
over
in the
100
thousands,
million
and
that we're talking
each clan
about
is
for
spread
the
out
whole
over huge
species.
areas.
Space travel is also going to be no problem for them since they already travel galaxies to hunt prey. Now, every good hunter needs a base of operations, and the Yautja prefer a hot and humid climate. The different clans will likely work
that's where
together
they like to hunt.
and seek out a secluded
their base of
jungle
operation, they're
death
nomadic.
world and
They
claim
move around
it
in spaceships.
before branching out to hunt in this new universe. While they search out for this new homeworld, I imagine them taking note of interesting prey to hunt for in the future. Orcs would be a loud bunch, they would be easily spotted, and plenty of them would be more than worthy of foes to hunt. But I believe the predators would be even more interested in the intelligent and elusive Eldar. After all, Eldar copied the predators and made sissified versions of them called striking scorpions. And the Eldar, being the useless bastards that they are, would likely categorize the Yautja as just another small-brained Xenos to misdirect and use them as a tool, like introducing them to Tyranids or Chaos. While the Yautja are tribalistic, that by no means makes them small-brained Xenos. They are very smart. An advanced society. They have the intelligence and keen senses to know when its prey is trying to misdirect them. Can you imagine a group of predators running around a craft world like it's a playground to hunt the strongest? Well, I can't. This is one of the very few instances where I agree with Buttermilk Bob. Initially, the predators are going to get their butts kicked. Their cloaking devices won't hide them very well from the Eldar's psychic sight. Let's put it this way. Eldar equals big brain. Big brain equals big skull. And big skull equals bigger trophy for the predator. And Eldar proving to be hard to hunt only increases the next predator's boner to get his skull.
Man.
Eventually, after a few of their valuable psychers are killed and hung on the wall, the Eldar will be forced to go to war with the predators. This, I think, would be a devastating outcome for the Yautja. And eventually they would be forced to go underground until they can adapt to the advanced technology and psychic powers of these emo elves. However,
they might
future generations of the Yautja would be stronger. Imagine a new generation built upon the trophies of Tyranids, Orcs, Eldar, Chaos, and even Space Marines that they would hunt. The game would change, and I think the future of the Yautja would be stronger than ever. This comes down to a hunter's greatest tool. It is the ability to adapt and overcome. Alright, so I have a couple of wild cards that I want to throw at you guys. Now, this is a part of the segment where I really invite you to join in on the comment section and let me know your ideas with what I'm about to say.
Dude, Mortal Kombat.
Alright, so number one is the Bad Bloods would fall to Khorne. They are often young, brash Yautja that give into bloodlust, disregarding the codes of honor. Empowered by Khorne, they would prove to be even more dangerous than ever. Eventually, the Yautja would have to be ever more vigilant to seek out and destroy the Bad Bloods, enforcing their honor codes ever more strictly. I mean, just imagine berserker predators that are all cloaked.
Oh my god.
Yeesh.
Jeez.
Another wild card that I would like to throw in here is I can see a scenario which Dark Eldar and Predators encounter each other,
Yes.
Raiding parties where the goal is to steal each other, to be thrown either into fighting pits or hunting worlds. I mean, who can outraid the other? Sounds like a game that both would
Yautja
enjoy
tended not
equally, although I can see that
capture
the
sentient
Predators
species
viewing
for that kind of
the
purpose.
Dark Eldar as more cowardly and dishonorable,
Only the
with
bad
their
bloods tend to
obsession
do
with
that.
like slaves and torture, etc. Regardless, I think that would be a funny and interesting scenario. Now, after giving it some thought, this was my favorite idea that I had came up with. The Yautja would play an important role in helping the Imperium of Man, Eldar, and Tau, as the Yautja seek out the strongest enemies to kill them and gain honor among their tribes. This would only reduce the pressure on these other factions that are around them. Of course, until they themselves become the prey. I think of it like releasing natural predators, pun intended, into an environment as pest control. The only problem is they also start to bite you in return.
True.
And last, to finish off this video, predators oftentimes capture worthy prey and dump them off onto hunting worlds. Think of it like stalking your ranch with animals to hunt.
Yeah, but they don't
I
tend
would
to do that with
love to
sentient
see the
species. They mostly
Yautja
do it
dump
with
a
animal
bucket
creatures
of discount
like
sissy predators,
xenomorphs and shit.
aka striking scorpions, and watch the real Chad predators rip them apart. Or, even more funny, imagine dumping like an orc, a tyrannid, an eldar, and some other random things on the planet, and you got the predators that are moving in to hunt them,
That's
and
something
yet
the
all
Bad
these
Bloods would
people
do.
are already killing each other. The predator would probably be mad because he's like, hey, I came here to hunt you and you guys are all killing each other. So something like that would actually be pretty funny, but something I could definitely
It would
see.
be funny.
Overall, I actually think that the Predators would absolutely love Warhammer 40k. They would
They would
initially
love
get
it.
their butts kicked, but they would only come back
Oh my
stronger
God,
than
can you
ever.
imagine
This
them
is
going
what
after-
they
they would
were
go after
made
the,
for. This is what they do.
the Swarm Lord.
They fight the
A Swarm
strongest.
Lord trophy
if
would
they
be
lose,
very
they
valuable.
come back even stronger, and they would. This would be a field day for them. They would absolutely love the 41st millennium. All right,
they
guys, that
would.
basically finishes this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please share your comments below. If you enjoyed videos like this, please subscribe. I'll be releasing these videos every week. So
Okay.
thank you once again, and I'll have more for you later.
Well, that was pretty good, and yes, I do believe he would be right about that. That the Yautja would thrive in the Warhammer universe. I mean, they wouldn't be of a significant number, or they wouldn't disrupt any infrastructure or anything like that to the point where any of the races like the Eldar or the Imperium would see, or even the Orcs especially, we see them as a major threat. You know, they pop off a couple of war bosses, you know, seeing them as real worthy prey. They probably try to go after the Swarm Lord if he ever manifests. You know, they'd go after some Tyranids and stuff like that. You know, that always, you know, that always floats their boat. You know, go after some Space Marines. Oh God, man, they'd go after Marnius Calgar. Oh, dude, he would definitely be in their sights. That would piss off the Imperium, but they'd have to get to him, and even for the Yautja, that would be difficult getting to those guys. And I don't even think the Yautja would even see the Emperor himself as worthy prey in his current state. He's not really worth it. He just sits there. So, but yeah, they would thrive, and they would probably develop new technology because they're not stupid. And yeah, of course the whatchamacallit. But he didn't mention how the Tau would be, how the Tau would react to them. You know, I mean, because they're very isolationist. They don't deal with other races as a rule. They might do it for some reason or another. Because the only time the Yautja really cast off their honor to do something, you know, direct is just when they need. It's not when they're hunting. It's when they need to exterminate, and they are very efficient at it. And they usually do that against major threats like the Bad Bloods. They will work to exterminate them, not to fight them in honorable combat. So, you know, there's that. That's about the only times they actually cast off the honorable method of combat, and just basically just kill them. Just kill them. You know, they don't even take trophies from the Bad Blood. They just kill them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love these things because they bring up some interesting things to ponder. So, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Of course, click on the link to the original down in the description. Get down to Commissar Gamza's channel. Give him a like and sub to him. I will see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye-bye.